Welcome to Module 10, Wireless Network Attacks and Defenses. In this module, we're diving deep into the unique vulnerabilities of wireless networks, covering key threats like Wi-Fi eavesdropping and rogue access points. Plus, we'll explore the best practices and tools to defend against these attacks and keep your wireless communication secure. If you find this content helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your network. Don't forget to follow us for more insights, and leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. Your support helps us keep bringing you valuable content. Let's get started. By the end of this module, you should be able to 1. Describe the different types of wireless network attacks. 2. List the vulnerabilities of WLAN security. 3. Explain the solutions for securing a wireless network. Let's talk about the most common wireless technologies you're likely to encounter in everyday life. First up, cellular. This is what your phone uses to make calls, send texts, and access mobile data. It's what keeps you connected on the go. Next, we have Bluetooth, a short-range technology that's perfect for connecting your phone to your headphones, smartwatch, or even your car. It's all about creating quick, simple connections between devices. Near-field communication, NFC, is another cool one. It's the tech behind things like Apple Pay or Google Wallet, where you just tap your phone to pay at a store. It's super close range, like just a few centimeters, but really convenient. Radio frequency identification, RFID, is a bit different. Think of it like a wireless barcode. It's often used in things like security badges or inventory systems to track items or people without needing a direct line of sight. Finally, there's wireless local area networks, WLANs, or what most of us just call Wi-Fi. This is what lets you connect to the internet at home, in coffee shops, or on campus without needing any cables. Each of these technologies plays a key role in how we stay connected, communicate, and get things done wirelessly. Cellular networks are run by big telecommunication companies, and they're the most common type of wireless networks out there. With the rollout of faster 5G service, these companies are even offering home internet through wireless connections, no cables needed. The cool part is that the telecom providers handle everything. They own, maintain, and secure all the equipment. As an end user, you don't have to worry about setting up or securing these networks. It's all taken care of for you. Bluetooth is a wireless tech that lets devices talk to each other over short distances using radio waves. The main setup for Bluetooth connections is called a piconet. This network forms when two Bluetooth devices come close enough to connect. In a piconet, one device acts as the leader, managing all the wireless traffic, while the other device follows its commands. Followers can either be active, meaning they're actively sending data, or parked, meaning they're connected but not currently doing anything. However, Bluetooth is not without its drawbacks. Bluejacking is a type of attack where someone sends unwanted messages to Bluetooth-enabled devices, often in the form of text, images, or sounds. It's more of a nuisance than a threat since no data is stolen. On the other hand, bluesnarfing is much more serious. In this attack, someone connects to a Bluetooth device without the owner's knowledge and steals information like emails, contacts, pictures, and other data. While bluejacking is just annoying, bluesnarfing can lead to significant privacy breaches. Near-field communication, NFC, is a technology that allows devices to communicate when they are very close to each other, typically within about 4 centimeters. When two devices are brought close or tapped together, they can start exchanging information. NFC devices can be either active or passive. A passive NFC device, like an NFC tag, holds information that other devices can read but doesn't interact further. An active NFC device, on the other hand, can both read information from other devices and send data back. Here's a quick rundown of some common NFC vulnerabilities and how you can protect yourself. Eavesdropping. If the communication between your device and a terminal isn't encrypted, someone nearby could intercept and view the information. To stay safe, always be aware of your surroundings when making payments. Data theft. In a crowd, attackers might use a portable reader to bump into your smartphone and steal your payment info. A simple way to prevent this is by turning off NFC when you're in crowded places. Man-in-the-middle attack. This is when an attacker intercepts the communication between devices and sends a fake response. To guard against this, you can set up your devices so one can only send data while the other only receives. Device theft. If your smartphone is stolen, someone could use it to make purchases. Protect yourself by using a strong password or PIN on your phone. By following these tips, you can reduce the risks associated with NFC technology. Radio frequency identification, RFID, is a technology used to communicate information between various tags and a reader, like those found in employee badges, inventory tags, and book labels. Here's a breakdown. Passive RFID tags. Most RFID tags are passive, meaning they don't have their own power supply. This allows them to be very small and efficient. Common uses. RFID is widely used for tracking and identifying items, such as in employee ID badges, inventory systems, and library book labels. Security concerns. Despite their usefulness, RFID tags can be vulnerable to attacks. This includes unauthorized access to tag information, the use of fake tags, eavesdropping on communications, and RFID cloning, where an attacker duplicates a tag's data. Overall, while RFID technology offers convenience and efficiency, it's important to be aware of its potential security issues. A wireless local area network, WLAN, is designed to replace or complement a traditional wired local area network by providing wireless connectivity. Here's what you need to know. Wi-Fi versions. WLANs operate on various Wi-Fi versions, each offering different speeds and capabilities. Understanding these versions helps in selecting the right technology for your needs. Necessary hardware. Setting up a WLAN requires specific hardware, such as routers, access points, and network adapters, to ensure reliable and secure wireless communication. WLAN attacks. Both enterprises and consumers face various WLAN attacks. It's crucial to be aware of these potential threats, which can include unauthorized access, data interception, and network disruptions. In summary, WLANs offer flexibility and convenience, but being informed about Wi-Fi versions, necessary hardware, and potential security threats is essential for effective wireless networking. A wireless client network interface card, or wireless adapter, works just like a wired adapter but connects to a network over the air. Here's a breakdown of the key components. Antenna. This component sends and receives signals through the airwaves, allowing your device to communicate wirelessly. Access point, AP. This is a central device in a WLAN. It acts as the base station for the network, sending and receiving wireless signals. The AP can also connect to a wired network via a cable, effectively bridging the wireless and wired networks. In essence, the wireless adapter and access point work together to enable seamless wireless connectivity and integrate with wired network systems. Here's a quick overview of different types of access points, APs, and their functions. Autonomous APs, FAT APs. These access points handle their own wireless authentication, encryption, and other functions for connected devices. They manage their own operations independently. Thin APs. These access points rely on a central controller for management and configuration. They handle basic connectivity but do not have built-in management features. Controller APs. Managed through a dedicated wireless LAN controller, WLC. These APs centralize control and management, making it easier to handle multiple access points in a network. Captive portal APs. These access points use a standard web browser to present users with information and require them to agree to a policy or provide valid login credentials before gaining network access. Each type of AP serves a different purpose depending on the network's needs and the level of management required. In a traditional network setup, a well-defined boundary, often referred to as a hard edge, is crucial for protecting data and resources. There are two main types of hard edges. Network hard edge. This is the technical boundary created by network devices like firewalls and routers that help control and secure traffic entering and leaving the network. Physical hard edge. This consists of the physical walls and buildings that enclose the enterprise, providing an additional layer of security by physically restricting access to the network infrastructure. However, the introduction of wireless local area networks, WLANs, has transformed these clear boundaries into blurred edges. WLANs extend network access beyond the physical confines of the building, making it harder to define where the network ends and begins. As a result, enterprises face new challenges with wireless attacks, which can target these blurred edges and potentially compromise network security. A rogue access point, AP, is an unauthorized device that can undermine your network security. Typically set up by an insider, like an employee, a rogue AP is often placed behind a firewall, which can potentially bypass network security measures and open the network to various attacks. On the other hand, an evil twin AP is a malicious setup by an attacker designed to mimic a legitimate access point. By imitating an authorized AP, the evil twin tricks users into connecting to it. Once connected, the attacker can intercept and capture user transmissions, compromising sensitive data and network security. Intercepting wireless data involves attackers capturing radio frequency, RF, signals from open or improperly configured access points, APs. If an AP is not securely set up, its wireless communications can be easily intercepted, potentially exposing sensitive information. Wireless denial attacks aim to disrupt network communication. One common method is RF jamming, where attackers deliberately introduce interference into the RF spectrum, overwhelming it and preventing devices from communicating with the AP. Another tactic is a disassociation attack, where attackers generate fake deauthentication or disassociation frames that trick devices into disconnecting from the AP, effectively cutting off their network access. Many home users don't set up security for their wireless networks, leaving them vulnerable to attacks. Attackers can exploit this lack of protection to steal personal data, read unencrypted wireless transmissions, inject malware into devices, or download harmful content onto the network. It's crucial for home users to secure their wireless networks to prevent these risks. Knowledge check. You are investigating a security incident in which the smartphone of the CEO was compromised and confidential data was stolen. You suspect that it was an attack that used Bluetooth. Which attack would this be? Blue swiping, blue hiking, blue jacking, or blue snarfing? Answer: blue snarfing. Blue snarfing is an attack that accesses unauthorized information from a wireless device through a Bluetooth connection. In a blue snarfing attack, the attacker copies emails, calendars, contact lists, cell phone pictures, or videos by connecting to the Bluetooth device without the owner's knowledge or permission. Wired Equivalent Privacy, WEP, is an older security protocol for wireless networks designed to keep unauthorized users from accessing your data. It encrypts the information transmitted over the network using a secret key shared between the wireless device and the access point. However, WEP has some serious vulnerabilities. It only supports encryption with 64-bit or 128-bit keys, and it often falls short of cryptographic best practices by allowing detectable patterns in the encrypted data. This makes it easier for attackers to compromise the network. Wi-Fi Protected Setup, WPS, is a security feature designed to make it easier to connect devices to your wireless network. It offers two common methods for setup. PIN method. This involves entering a PIN, which is either printed on a sticker on your router or displayed through a software wizard. Push button method. Here, you press a button on your router, and the security settings are automatically configured. However, WPS has some design and implementation flaws. For instance, there's no limit to the number of attempts you can make to enter the PIN, which makes it vulnerable to brute force attacks. Additionally, the last character of the PIN is just a checksum. and the router separately verifies the first and second halves of the PIN, which can make the system easier to crack. Media Access Control (MAC) address filtering is a widely used method for controlling access to a wireless network. It works by allowing or blocking devices based on their unique MAC addresses. However, there are some vulnerabilities to be aware of. Unencrypted exchange. MAC addresses are initially transmitted in an unencrypted format, making them visible to anyone who can intercept the network traffic. Address spoofing. Attackers can observe the MAC addresses of authorized devices and then spoof, or fake, those addresses on their own devices to gain unauthorized access. Management challenges. Handling and maintaining a large list of MAC addresses can be cumbersome and error-prone, making it difficult to manage network security effectively. Wi-Fi Protected Access (WPA) was introduced by the Wi-Fi Alliance to improve wireless network security and address the weaknesses found in WEP without requiring major hardware changes. WPA enhances both encryption and authentication for more robust protection. There are two main modes of WPA. WPA Personal, designed for home or small office networks. This mode uses a pre-shared key, PSK, for authentication and encryption. WPA Enterprise, intended for larger or more complex networks. This mode employs a more secure authentication method using a radius server to manage user credentials and encryption keys. For WPA Personal, authentication is managed using a pre-shared key, PSK. In a WLAN, the PSK is a secret value that you manually enter on both the access point, AP, and each wireless device. Once devices have this secret key, they are automatically authenticated by the AP, allowing them to connect to the network. Knowledge check. Which of these is a vulnerability of MAC address filtering in a WLAN? Not all operating systems support MACs. APs use IP addresses instead of MACs. The user must enter the MAC, or MAC addresses are initially exchanged unencrypted. Answer. MAC addresses are initially exchanged unencrypted. Filtering by MAC address has several vulnerabilities. MAC addresses are initially exchanged between wireless devices and the AP in an unencrypted format. An attacker monitoring the airwaves could easily see the MAC address of an approved device and then substitute it on their own device. Wi-Fi Protected Access 2, or WPA2, is a widely used security standard for Wi-Fi networks that helps keep your data safe. There are two modes. WPA2 Personal, ideal for home or small networks. This mode uses a shared password that you enter on your devices to connect. If your device has the right password, it can access the network. WPA2 Enterprise, used in larger organizations. This mode gives each user their own unique login, providing stronger security. WPA2 focuses on encryption, scrambling your data so it's unreadable to outsiders. Authentication, making sure only authorized users can connect to the network. Overall, WPA2 helps protect your information and ensures that only trusted devices can use the Wi-Fi. WPA2 uses a powerful encryption protocol called CCMP, counter mode with cipher block chaining message authentication code protocol, which is based on AES, a top-tier encryption standard. This protocol not only encrypts your data but also ensures its integrity and authenticity, so you can trust that your information hasn't been tampered with. For WPA2 Enterprise, authentication is handled by the IEEE 802.1x standard. This offers a higher level of security by using port-based authentication, ensuring that only authorized users can access the network. This setup is particularly useful in environments where security is a top priority, such as in businesses or universities. The Extensible Authentication Protocol, EAP, is like a framework that helps different authentication methods communicate effectively. It defines how messages are sent using 4 types of packets: request, response, success, and failure. One popular EAP protocol is Protected EAP, PEAP. PEAP makes it easier to set up secure networks, especially in environments that use Microsoft Windows, by using your regular Windows login and password. It creates a secure, encrypted channel between your device and the authentication server, ensuring that your credentials are protected during the login process. There are several types of Extensible Authentication Protocol, EAP, each with its own approach to secure authentication. EAP-TLS, Transport Layer Security. This method uses digital certificates to authenticate both the user and the network, providing a high level of security. EAP-TLS, Tunneled Transport Layer Security. It enhances security by tunneling the client's password authentication within a secure TLS connection, adding an extra layer of protection. EAP-FAST, Flexible Authentication via Secure Tunneling. This protocol securely tunnels various forms of credentials, such as passwords or tokens, using TLS, making it versatile and secure for different types of authentication needs. The next evolution in Wi-Fi security is Wi-Fi Protected Access 3, WPA3, which brings several key improvements. Simultaneous authentication of equals, SAY, WPA3 introduces SAY, a feature that significantly enhances security during the handshake process when encryption keys are exchanged, making it much harder for attackers to exploit vulnerabilities. Individual data encryption on public networks. When you're connected to an open or public Wi-Fi network, WPA3 ensures that your data is encrypted individually, offering a higher level of privacy and protection against eavesdropping. Better IoT integration. WPA3 improves how it interacts with Internet of Things, IoT, devices, making these increasingly common gadgets more secure and easier to connect to your network. When setting up a new wireless local area network, WLAN, for an organization, there are several important factors to keep in mind. Comprehensive coverage. Ensure that every area of the building has adequate wireless coverage so that employees can connect to the network from anywhere on site. Sufficient bandwidth. All employees should have access to a reasonable amount of bandwidth, ensuring smooth and efficient network performance for everyone. Minimizing signal bleed. It's important to minimize the amount of wireless signal that extends outside the building to reduce the risk of unauthorized access. Conduct a site survey. Consider performing a site survey, which involves a detailed examination and analysis of the WLAN site. This helps identify potential issues and optimizes network performance. When configuring access points, APs, for a wireless network, certain settings can help limit the spread of the wireless signal beyond the physical boundaries of the organization, reducing the risk of unauthorized access. Signal strength settings. Some APs allow you to adjust the power level at which the wireless network transmits. By lowering the signal strength, you can limit how far the signal reaches, keeping it more contained within the building. Spectrum selection. APs may offer options to fine-tune the frequency spectrum settings, such as the frequency band, channel selection, and channel width. Adjusting these settings can help manage how and where the wireless signal spreads, ensuring it doesn't extend too far beyond the intended coverage area. When setting up a wireless network, the placement and type of antennas play a crucial role in optimizing coverage and security. Antenna placement. Place APs near the center of the coverage area to ensure even distribution of the wireless signal. Positioning APs high on a wall can reduce signal obstructions and minimize the risk of theft. Signal containment. The AP and its antenna should be positioned to keep the signal within the security perimeter of the building, minimizing the risk of it reaching unauthorized areas. Directional antennas. Consider using antennas that focus the wireless signal in a specific direction, targeting authorized users and reducing the likelihood of the signal broadcasting over a wide, unsecured area. This focused approach enhances both coverage and security by concentrating the signal where it's needed most. Detecting rogue access points, APs, is a crucial part of network security and is known as rogue AP system detection. To monitor for suspicious signals, different types of wireless probes can be used. Wireless device probe. a portable device that scans for signals and helps identify unauthorized APs. Desktop probe, a probe connected to a desktop computer, used for monitoring network traffic and detecting rogue APs. Access point probe, an AP equipped with additional capabilities to monitor and detect rogue APs. Dedicated probe, a specialized device designed solely for the purpose of detecting and analyzing wireless traffic to identify rogue APs. When a suspicious signal is detected, the probe sends the information to a centralized database. WLAN management system software then compares this data with a list of approved APs to identify any unauthorized or rogue devices. Knowledge check. You are explaining the EAP to a new hire. What would be the best explanation of EAP? It is the transport protocol used in TCP/IP for authentication. It is a framework for transporting authentication protocols. It is a subset of WPA2, or it is a technology used by IEEE 802.11 for encryption. Answer. It is a framework for transporting authentication protocols. Despite protocol in its name, EAP is actually a framework for transporting authentication protocols instead of the authentication protocol itself. EAP essentially defines the format of the messages and uses 4 types of packets. As we wrap up this module, take a moment to reflect on how confident you feel about the following objectives. Describing the different types of wireless network attacks. On a scale of 1 to 5, how confident are you that you can explain various wireless network attacks? 1 means you're not very confident, and 5 means you feel fully confident. Listing the vulnerabilities of WLAN security. How about your understanding of WLAN security vulnerabilities? Rate your confidence from 1 to 5 here. Explaining the solutions for securing a wireless network. Finally, how well do you feel you can explain the solutions for securing a wireless network? Give yourself a rating from 1 to 5. If you find yourself scoring less than a 4 in any area, it might be a good idea to review the module and related exercises. Strengthening these areas will help you solidify your understanding and ensure you're well prepared. Thanks for tuning in to Module 10, Wireless Network Attacks and Defenses. In this module, you've explored the critical aspects of wireless network security, including various types of wireless attacks, vulnerabilities in WLAN security, and effective solutions for securing a wireless network. You've learned about key concepts like rogue access points, encryption protocols like WPA3, and methods for detecting and mitigating wireless threats. Understanding these topics is crucial for anyone pursuing a career in cybersecurity or IT. This knowledge will help you protect networks from potential threats and ensure that you can implement robust security measures in your professional role. We appreciate you watching and engaging with our content. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit. Your support helps us continue creating valuable resources. Don't forget to comment below with any questions or suggestions for future topics. Thanks again, and stay tuned for more insights and tips on network security.